record this. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful Shiatsu therapists all over the world. I'm honored to have another great guest this week, all the way from the South Americas, Alejandro Cohen. Welcome, Alejandro, and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me in beautiful Chile. I hear it's very warm there today.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks for the invitation. And here we are with all the world of Shiatsu. We're present to give you some advices, to compare opinions, and to be together. That's point is very important for us, for all over the world of Shiatsu doing. So here we are to answer your questions. And also we have some therapists and teachers of the Seiki Shiatsu Chile.
Beautiful.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. Well, I hear it's pretty a difficult time in Chile from what you shared with me, Alejandro, just with the lockdown that you guys have been experiencing since March, and the restrictions are quite strong still in Chile. And it saddens me to hear that, but I also hear that the Chilean Shiatsu community has been working together to support each other online, which has been great. I mean, that's why I created also the podcast. So maybe we can start with that. Just share with us a little bit of what's been going on for you there in Chile. I know it's a little different all over the world, and we don't hear much about the South Americas. So can you share with us, Alejandro?
So first of all, Chile, Shiatsu, it's I might say it's unknown. Shiatsu is very unknown at the moment. That's a problem in a way, but from the beginning, when I came back from Israel after 11 years, I built up the Shiatsu in Chile. Since then, it's been developing all the time. But I must say also, there isn't too many schools of Shiatsu and therapists as well. So we are working very hard during 18 years already, trying to get into the society what Shiatsu is. I don't think it's very difficult, just the therapy itself is very effective. That's why at the moment the therapist treatment with the people suffering, the effect is very, very, very amazing. This is our support as a school and also the therapists of the school. Beautiful. But it takes time anyway.
Yes, it takes time. So you started your journey with Shiatsu how many years ago, Alejandro?
So I would say 24 years till now. I studied with Zvika Kalisar sensei in Israel.
Yes, I had him as a guest. It was a lot of fun and very informative. So Zvika was your first teacher and influence.
The only one. The only one.
The only one. Okay.
The only one. Very interesting because I used to be an actor, performing on stage and television. And at the peak of my career, I decided to emigrate to Israel. And for 8 years, I've been doing my work on stage, performing, and so on. And then one day, I realized that Shiatsu, the theater, it wasn't my way. My passion blew up. And then I decided to change my way of life and my way of to look after a career. By this time, I was 50 years old. And then I met Svika Kalisar Sensei and his school. We have an interview in Tel Aviv. And after 2 weeks, I became student of the school Shiatsu of Svika Kalisar Sensei. Since then, up to today, I'm a student of Shiatsu of Svika Kalisar.
I understand.
And
We call this the way of the Seiki, and Zvika talked about Seiki in our interview in the past, but I want to hear your take of what is the way of the Seiki for you? What is Seiki Shiatsu for Alejandro?
the way of Seiki Shiatsu is the way, the journey to the soul of the suffering people.
Journey of the soul of the suffering people, or the people that suffer. Yep.
That's right. And Kalisar Sensei all the time is developing the method, trying to get inside the unconscious of the patient to get to wake up the safe, the power healing of the patient himself. And it's a journey, it's a long journey to go to the unconscious and through the connection between the patient and the therapist. And it's not easy to understand at the beginning. We don't have many theory about how to get looking for the meridians. We just go through the contact, the connection, to go inside at the bottom of the unconscious of the patient to wake up is self the power healing.
The
It's not
natural.
easy to understand at the beginning,
Yes.
but through the time for the students as well, very difficult at the beginning. But with practices and developing the method all the time and all the time, we have a beautiful, amazing results.
Beautiful. And I know that Zvika has come all the way to Chile to support your school and your students there.
That's right.
Uh,
Every 3 years, it comes to uplift, the method with the students, with the teachers and therapists, of course, every 3 years. Starting all the time. Uh, to, we are in contact. Every time I'm in contact, speaking about the method, he send materials. All the time. We're in touch.
good.
I would say that Seiki Shiatsu is a therapy alive. You know,
Yeah.
Updates all the time.
It's evolving and alive. Yes. Now you have an extensive experience and background in the performing arts. You're a
Used to be.
known actor, director in the performing arts, and been on in movies and theater. Is that correct?
Yes, used to be.
How is that helped your journey in shiatsu?
Uh, what do you mean
How
journey?
that helped your journey as a shiatsu therapist? How that helped you in how you apply your therapy all those years? We all have different backgrounds and skills that we bring into the shiatsu world, and in a way, all that experience of that you accumulated being in the performing arts, how has that helped you in dealing with, let's say, patients when they come to you?
Well, the thing is, when I was an actor, I was a communicator with the people. Now, doing shiatsu is the same thing, more deeper, of course, more deeper. So, the still developing the therapy, developing through the treatments to go up to the soul of the person. It's very important for me. I grew up with this. And at the moment that I have pain myself, I can understand the pain of the world, the people, through the therapy. That's very important because the support of shiatsu, Seiki shiatsu, in my experience, was very rich because to understand the people, to be close to them without judgment at all, is very important for us. You know, you develop the humility to understand, to be with a companion, you know, the whole process of the recovering of the patient is very important for me to feel the pain by myself through the humanity. That's what I would say about myself. I think each therapy, it has its own experience anyway, of
Yes,
course,
yes, yes.
very private. But the thing is the healing. I think the main word is healing, and the healing is it's a travel, it's a journey between the patient and the therapist.
Beautifully said. Yeah. I have a metaphor of that in my head of walking together through a valley, you know,
That's it.
and
That's it.
initially the valley is dark.
That's it.
Yeah,
I have a very good experience when I came back from Israel after 11 years. I opened the clinic in 1999, and nobody knew what shiatsu is. But I used to be pretty famous in Chile. So when I came back, they called me to the clinic to have the session of shapsui. And I said, do you want a session of chapsui? Yes, please, Alejandro. Give me a session of chapsui. Okay, okay. I said, okay, come to the clinic and I give you a session of chapsui.
absolutely.
That's why at the beginning, the clinic was crowded, not because of shiatsu itself, because of me. Very interesting. With the time, through the treatments, no, I became to the at the side of the road, and the shiatsu was in the main road.
I see.
Very interesting.
I see. Very interesting.
Yeah,
And that must have been a very unique experience. Being again someone who was known in your country and bringing therapy into your country, pioneering that in Chile. That must have been a very interesting times. And I wish I could speak Spanish because I saw some of the interviews on YouTube with the TV stations, and they were very entertaining. And if I only knew what was really going on there, but obviously there was a lot of excitement around,
yeah,
around
that's right.
yeah, around what is the shiatsu thing, right?
But
How,
interesting because the last time I would say that shiatsu uh, became a little bit more popular, uh, not comparing with the Reiki or hot stones or bioenergy, we are not in the same level, of popularity.
So you're saying those modalities are more popular than Shiatsu?
Right, that's right.
Okay. And why is that, do you think, Alejandro?
Excuse me?
Why, in your opinion, those modalities are more popular than Shiatsu?
I don't know, really. Shiatsu, I think it's could be because all the time we talk about Shiatsu, we are talking about Oriental method, very far away from the Western. When we speak about Reiki, for example, Reiki is Reiki, all over the world, Reiki. But they have something in the culture that Shiatsu, it's something far away from us, very strange, mysterious, things like that. I think that's, I think could be something like that.
Yes.
But with the time, Shiatsu became more understanding, to understand that it doesn't matter Western or Eastern, it's the same. Human being is only one person, here or there. So we are trying to approach, to the Western mentality that Shiatsu is not only Eastern.
Yes. Yes. And your response, the you know people we've had, I've had guests who have given Shiatsu in Africa for the first time to Africans, and in South America, again, relatively speaking, Shiatsu is fairly novel and new.
That's right.
How is the Chileans' patience with their physicality and you know body composition and difficult physical and mental and emotional symptoms when they come in? How do they respond to shiatsu, and what has been your experience so far?
Well, I would say the our experience, like a therapist of school, is, I would say it's beautiful, amazing, very, very effectivity, very effective. That's why we're still alive.
That's it.
that's Yeah, that's right. And we are we are reaching too many ways of investigation with the shiatsu through the therapy, and to reach, as I told you before,
Yep.
reach more deeply inside, and the results are very, very effectivity, very good, very good.
Good.
And yeah, that's right, very good.
Fantastic. Receiving support and supporting each other is so important for us shiatsu therapists. And you mentioned Svika's support has been so valuable for you. Uh, and as we want shiatsu to grow and evolve in Chile and all over the world, how important that is, Alejandro, to receive support and to support each other. And especially since the pandemic too, again, you mentioned how you and your students and teachers have also been supporting each other through online forums. How important that is, Alejandro?
First of all, we have our sensei, Kalisar Sensei. He is the founder of the Seiki Shiatsu in the world. And at the moment, we are always having a dialogue, speaking to each other. He come in every 3 years, come to Chile. We have his support. And that for us, for the school, students, teachers, it's very important, his presence, coming. every 3 years, first of all. And also, eh, I think is we are supporting the School of Chile, Shiatsu Chile, we are supporting all the time, especially this crisis time we're living. You know, we have meetings, speaking and sharing ideas about how develop the school, how develop the method, you know, to teach the students. We always, all the time, we are meeting, speaking about, you know, it's very important for us to feel that we are a team. We are a team supporting each other all the time, students, assistants, teachers, therapists. You know, this is our support. It's very important for us, you know, to
Yes,
be all together,
yes,
growing up with our school.
it's vital. Absolutely. How many schools are there in Chile right now?
Um, Not many. Uh, Perhaps three. Rodrigo, Pia, Ricardo, how many? Three, four, no more than that.
3 or 4 schools, and approximately how many therapists?
So, first of all, Seiki Shiatsu Chile is a school of Seiki Shiatsu,
Yes, yes,
only Seiki Shiatsu.
yes, I
There
understand.
are other schools, they give a mixed Shiatsu, Masunaga Sensei Shiatsu, a little bit Reiki, a little bit stones, you know, hot stones,
Yeah, yeah,
mix, and they are successful. I can't say it doesn't work. It works, but the school of Shiatsu itself, I think, perhaps I'm wrong, I think Seiki Shiatsu Chile is the only school that gives Seiki Shiatsu itself.
I understand.
Point. That's all. So there are many therapists. They give in Shiatsu in the north, the south of Chile, or in the center. That that we don't we are not a group, concrete group of Shiatsu. You know, that's why that's our problem.
You're not united, you mean?
We are not. We are
Yes,
not. I think it's a little bit because of our mentality. You know, everybody goes for his own way. It doesn't. It's not good, of course, not good. But we're still alive anyway.
yes, yes, yes. And Seiki Shiatsu, when you discovered it, Alejandro, with the Zvika, what really drew you in about the method, about the teachings of Seiki Shiatsu? Where, because you went from being a performer and an actor, and suddenly discovering Seiki Shiatsu and Zvika. What drew you in? What was the the was it the philosophy? Was it the effects of the therapy, or was it the teacher himself, Zvika, that really drew you in and brought you to this path?
Let me think. Uh, when I became an actor, many years ago, of course, by this moment, there is in television only being on stage. And what I loved was the ceremony, the ritual, the concentration before get into the stage, the feeling of the group, passion to be on the stage, to give with soul, with heart, with everything, give to the public. That's what was my motivation. With the time goes past. I think the patient blow up, disappears. It was in Israel by this time.
Yes.
At the moment when I had the interview with Zvika Kalisar Sensei in Tel Aviv, at the first moment, I felt grow up, wake up, my passion. I saw him, he was white, everything was clean, tatami on the floor, and the meaning of the shiatsu. We have an interview, an explanation about what shiatsu is. Everything, I woke up and I felt this is me, that's my way. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Society changes all the time. When I became actor, it was another society, more concentrated, the dedication, you be in the focus all the time. And with the time, actors, what I felt, even in Israel, it was a profession. Actor, to be an actor, director, or teacher, was a profession. It
It,
wasn't,
it
I
was
felt
a way of life or a way of being. Yeah.
it wasn't. That's why I decided to change my way of life, to change my profession. It was 50 years old by this time.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's never too
Hey,
late. Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
finished. New page, new life. And here I am.
But also it renewed you, I'm sure.
All,
When you
all,
were 50, and again, I haven't reached that age yet, but when you're 50, you might have felt, if we take you back, you might have felt old at 50 back then. And finding maybe this new way has renewed and invigorated you also.
you are a therapist, Michael. I know, and we know, all the therapists, every time you give a session, pressing here and here, be connected all the time for this hour, you feel something, you feel alive, you are someone, something in your blood, something in your mind, something, something to go through yourself, outside, connection with the universe. That's what I feel. And I think the therapists of our school, they feel the same.
Yeah.
Remove, removing, removing all the time energy. Energy is moving all the time, all the time. That's why you feel alive. You feel someone, a person with life, not a profession with everything you do, routine. Every day, every moment you're doing the same, the same, the same. It's a worry, boring at all, boring
Yes, yes, yes. Um, as we are so present
all
in
the
the
time.
therapy
Yeah.
and feeling on many levels the depth of not only our beings and our patients being, uh, when I hear you speak, I also hear, a deep spiritual
Oh,
connection and development that you have and how important that is. I also hear the importance of that in your words and your expression. Uh, Maybe you can touch on just the, and I find in Shiatsu maybe we don't talk enough about the spiritual development or the spiritual aspect of
The
therapy.
expression of your heart became only one with the therapist and the receiver. The expression of your heart all the time, it's boom, 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 boom. Your heart, live life. That's what I think. I feel.
So experiencing your heart in the moment,
An expression.
an expression of it.
That's right.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes. And where do you see in your again development of Seiki Shiatsu, where do you see it evolving to? How do you see it developing? And your own personal development with it. How do you see Seiki Shiatsu developing, and how's that influence your own personal development with it too?
I think I think it's the developing. It goes by himself. We are laborers. Therapy is a labor. Work, work, work all the time. And the developing, it goes by himself, not because of we decided to develop. It, it doesn't come from us. It comes from the evolution of the shiatsu itself. And we are with this. We are running with the developing with the evolution by itself. Not because I decided to change. I go with this. I go. I through the evolution of the treatment, we are developing, we are growing up. What I think,
Yeah, I mean,
without ego is a very important point in the therapy. The ego, you have to go out from the ego, and we have to do the work as a person, no ego, no ego, to be the a companion with the with the patient, to be with help with him, to if no going with him without ego, and it's a very difficult point to to develop.
yeah, it's
We have to be all the time. We have to be in conscience to be here and now. This is development.
I think it's we touched on it last week in our interview last week on the podcast about that, about ego and therapists, and how yes, you have to develop the practice as a therapist, but you have to develop a practice to check your ego when you come to the therapy. And it's a practice.
It's a very delicate point. It's very important point. The ego could be an inconscience. I'm not saying you. No, no, no. An inconscience. You know, if you have a patient, they call you, or he call you. They Michael, I have pain, headache, I have my back, I have full I'm desperation, and I have too many symptoms. If you say, don't worry, I cure it. Don't worry, I do my work. Don't worry, I do it. False. You can't say that. From the beginning you have to you have to tell him, not depends of me, depends of us. I do my work and you do your work. 50% I do it, 50% you do it. And we are traveling, you are traveling through the recuperation together. No depends on me or you. I think this is the main thing of the therapist. They have to know that a companion, a companion, the travel of the recuperation. Healing, it's not ego, it's to serve the person, to be with him. That's what we think as a school anyway. That's
It,
it.
it's a great fundamental point, and again, it's a great emphasis for all shiatsu therapists, all therapists really, to understand that that it is a journey, and we are privileged to be part of that journey, and it's just a matter of walking together. Yeah, and also empowering the patient by saying, you know, you have the power in this. You know, I can help you, but you are really the healer. You know.
That's right. That's right. It's not the same if you go to the doctor. When you go to the doctor, you you give the responsibility of the doctor to cure your illness. Give me pills because I have headache. I have a headache. Give me pills and that's it. Or go the psychologist. I have a problem with my mother, I with my husband or my wife or my kids. Give me something to finish with this. It doesn't work like this. It doesn't work. You have to wake up the self-conscience of the person, the self-conscience, not give the responsibility to the others. That's not the way, what I think. You have to wake up in the morning, get up in the morning and work and work and work to be a better person or to replace, I don't know, things that doesn't work. I don't know. The awareness.
That's a process and investment, right, from the patient. And we live in a society where everything is quick. Everything.
That's right. No, 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 no. That's the
Yeah,
okay.
we want it now. Can you fix it now? Please make it go away, cut away, suck it away, dry it away. Just make
That's
it, take it away from me. You know,
that's
what you talking about is also, you know, is in a way guiding and teaching the patient how to be their own healer. I mean, that's an investment, right? That's a commitment.
yeah, it, yeah. I think it's to correct your mistakes. In other words, what is a symptom? What it is, symptom, something what you're not resolved in your life.
The unresolved is the symptom.
That's it. So simple. This is a symptom. So you have to do your work, and I do my work together to resolve your problem, not mine. I
I,
help you.
I think that's so important what you said. You know, a symptom is, you know, the of an issue that something has been unresolved. You know, and I also say it a little bit differently, and I think a symptom is the cost of managing what hasn't been resolved.
That's right.
You know,
That's
because the body and the mind is managing the unresolved on this maybe subconscious levels where a person is not aware. and the symptom is the cost of that.
That's right.
Yeah, because there's so much the body can manage, and after some time, it doesn't want to manage it anymore.
That's right. That's it. So simple. Very simple.
Yes, yes, it's very true. We have to develop again and have the skill sets again to shine a light onto that, right? Because again, people just want a lot of the time a quick fix, right? Uh, and in Shiatsu, we can provide, if we want to, a quick fix to the symptom. But we also know that we are doing a disservice in a way to the patient because we know either the symptom is going to come back or there'll be something else coming back.
That's it. It's the meaning of a process. The process, it has its own way of the time, patient, to be patient, to develop, to go with your process, not quickly, as you said. It doesn't work like this. Nothing doesn't work in your life.
Yeah, it's
Very,
true, and it's hard as I'm maturing as a therapist. I learn how, to check that need to make that pain go away from them as quickly as possible. Because we are empathetic to the pain, and we believe we can make a difference. But there's a trap there that could, force your ego to say, yes, I can make it go away. We can make it go away quickly. And
that's right. Yeah, that's right. No, it's very important. And also, pain is very important in our life. Pain, something you you make mistakes in your life. Of course, you make mistakes, but you have at the other side, you have the opportunity to fix it up. So this is a process, a way to fix it. It's very important. And the treatment, we use very much this concept of the way of the patients to give up, to give up. And the power healing, or the power healing, do his work by himself. So give, no, you have to give the opportunity to change the process of with patience. It's very important to understand that in your life. I'm not talking about shiatsu
yeah,
or other therapies. No, in your life, and the person or the patient in this case, he has he must understand this way of patience, trip, move, and concrete.
I agree. I agree. It's in a way, this is where we have to develop strong practices and have also good teachers around us to remind us of that. What kind of practices do you have personally, or you teach to your students outside of the practice of Seiki Shiatsu? We also need practices to develop patience, to develop awareness, to develop a whole skill set to help our patients. What kind of practices do you share, Alejandro?
Well, as I told you, we are a program with the teachers, students, and therapists to be in contact, in touch with the students, uh, talking, meeting through Zoom, talking about the experience, the therapy experience. Uh, all the time we are talking about these themes. Uh, talking about our life, be in touch all the time.
Good.
This is the skills we are using to be in touch all the time, talking about our life, our experience as therapists, or treatments and things like that. It's very
Beautiful.
important.
Beautiful. So there's a lot of peer support. Yeah.
All the time tips, always tips. For example, today we're doing therapy online, for example. The last few months we started with this.
So
So,
providing treatments online for patients. Yeah. Yeah.
so we meet, we are talk about the method, how to press, and this material is since Kalisar Sensei, he gave us the self shiatsu. So we use this method and we apply it. And afterwards we meet the therapists. We meet how develop how to press, what it means, and things like that. It's very important for us to be together all the time.
Yes. Uh, that's admirable. That's really important. Again, especially through a difficult period like the pandemic, to have that closeness and support.
Yeah,
That,
that's right.
that's a real key. Uh, one last question. What do you hope to evolve with Seiki Shiatsu in your country? What do you hope for Shiatsu and the evolution of it in Chile? What do you envision?
Keep working, insist working, doing a good work, good, good results, maintain on the same line, maintain, develop, and work and work.
that's that's great. So consistency, practice, and
That's the key. That's right.
and how is it important to spread the awareness of Shiatsu in Chile? I mean, how can we spread more awareness around Chile about this beautiful therapy?
Okay, television interviews works marvelous.
Yes,
1, 2 interviews by television, and we're crowded. And that because it shiatsu, schools of shiatsu or school of reiki or whatever, it's a very small family. But at the moment we have an interview, for example, our clinic is crowded because we can reach 5 million people, 2 million people, crowded. It's
yes,
beautiful. But we don't have this opportunity to reach the television at the moment.
yeah, yeah. It will come. It will come. Like you said, work, consistency.
That's it.
It will come. It will come.
That's
I would like to leave a little bit of time. Maybe somebody has a question for Alejandro here. A question that they want to ask. I know many of you know each other, but maybe you can also share with us your experience teaching or studying with Alejandro. No? Rodrigo, maybe something to share with everyone? Or Ricardo, you've been teaching with Alejandro?
Oh, just to say that Alejandro is a great master. As I told you at the beginning, he's my sensei. So I started the Shiatsu way with him.
How many years ago, Rodrigo?
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
7 years ago, yes. And it has been a great experience. And we have done many things. For example, as he told about this new therapy, the auto Shiatsu therapy, we were working together.
Yes.
Developing the therapy, and that was a very exciting and challenged opportunity with great results. So we have a lot of patients that have received the therapy with very good results.
Fantastic.
Yes. That's all. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing, Rodrigo.
Thank you.
And, anybody else would like to share? Maybe Ricardo, you've been teaching with Rodrigo, with Alejandro and Rodrigo. Maybe you can share a little bit.
I don't speak English.
Oh,
I understand a little, but I don't speak.
you don't speak much. Okay, no problem. But thank you for saying hi. Yes.
I should say at the beginning, don't look after my words, just my heart.
Yes.
I should say at the beginning.
We definitely, I would have to say, felt your heart for the last hour. Your heart is vast, as big as an ocean.
Expanding.
And expanding.
All over the world.
And it's still young and vital after many years, and very inspiring. Your passion has touched us all. And I honor your work in spreading the benefits of beloved Shiatsu and Seiki Shiatsu. I know it hasn't been an easy journey, but I honor your efforts, and I honor your heart and what you've done for therapy. In South America, I think a lot of South Americans don't get enough recognition. And part of the reason that I want to invite you here is to be recognized for everything that you've done in South America and for Shiatsu therapy. So thank you.
Thank you
For your time.
I'm very grateful. And thanks for your invitation. And thanks to the therapist of school of Seiki Shiatsu Chile. And also thanks to Svika Kalisa Sensei to build up this method of Seiki Shiatsu. Thank you to you all.
Fantastic. Good. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and for joining us here and watching the recording. Can you please all share this with your colleagues? That'll be great. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.